Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to 301 Cents. So this is week 3 of the weekly fragrance rotation videos. And I had a rough week. I wasn't feeling the greatest, so I went with some easier picks, some designers mostly. Nothing too crazy, nothing too out there, because honestly, I couldn't smell anything for a whole week. So hopefully you had a better week than mine. But stay tuned and check out week 3 of the weekly fragrance rotation video. So on Monday, I was not feeling the greatest at all. I ended up leaving work early, but I just wanted something comforting, calm. One of my favorite scents, especially one of the best for the office, and that is Prada L'Homme. Man, this stuff is so good. So this is pure class, pure office wear. This is probably one of the better fragrances you could get, and it has that soapy, clean, powdery iris. To me, it gives across this like little bit of vanilla in there just because of how clean and classy this comes across. You definitely get like a linen and laundry type vibe with this, but this is perfect for that person that can't really wear something too loud. Like, this is a pretty good performer for me. That 6 to 7 hour range, and you put this on clothes, it'll last a while as well. But one of the better, safer office scents that you could ever wear, and honestly just a perfect dress up fragrance, white t-shirt fragrance, just all around really good. I couldn't really smell it because my nose was gone, but I knew everyone else, like, this is a mass appealing scent, so ain't no one gonna hate Prada L'Homme, right? So going in on Monday, Prada L'Homme. So going in on Tuesday, I felt a lot better, but I still wanted something to kind of, lift my spirits a little bit because I was just dragging. And I went with one I haven't worn in a while, but it was one when I first got it in, I was wearing it a lot. And that is the original JPG Le Beau. And you can tell there's a good sized dent in this. Now, this is very, very simple. So this is a tropical fragrance. Juicy sweet. You get, I think it's a bergamot off the top and loaded with coconut, but it's like this juicy coconut. Sometimes you get those coconut fragrances or a fragrance with coconut in it. It gives you a sunscreen vibe. It gives you, just maybe a milky, creamy coconut, and some people don't like that. This is more like a very juicy coconut water almost. At least that's the way it comes across to me. You have this tonka in the dry down. Of course, it's JPG, so you get a little bit of vanilla in the dry down. Sadly, this isn't a very good performer, so you have to go pretty heavy on the sprays, hence the big dent in the bottle, as you can tell. More than 6 or 7 sprays just to get maybe a foot of projection with this. That's the only real downside to this fragrance, but man, it just smells super clean, super fresh. A lot of people usually like this fragrance. Of course, Paradise Garden gets all the shine. You have Le Beau Le Parfum that gets a lot of shine, but that's a little too heavy for me sometimes, and I only usually wear that at night or like summer parties, stuff like that. But this one, this is your everyday wear, and to me, it's just perfectly balanced. And that's Le Beau, the original, the EDT. So on Wednesday, I had the day off, and this has been by far, I got this fragrance in maybe like a week or 2 ago, and absolutely stunned at how good this fragrance is. It's Stronger With You Intensely. So I have the original Stronger With You, and it's like it's the freshest one of the line, but it has that chestnut. It's a little ambery, and it's got a little bit of spices to it. You don't ever hear anyone talk about that. Like, for me, when I start out on a fragrance line, I like getting the original, kind of see where they expand on the DNA. This beats out the EDT. And this is sweeter. If you do not like sweeter fragrances, you're not really going to like this one. It has cinnamon. I definitely get this toffee vibe. It's not listed, but you get this like cinnamon baked pastry goods. This is a perfect winter fragrance. It's a perfect fall fragrance. I mean, this is that cold weather, and it is a beast of a performer. It just smells really good. This is like that fragrance that your girl's going to want to cuddle with. And we know what happens when you end up cuddling with your girl, with your lady. I don't know of anyone that's probably going to dislike this scent. When I wore this twice this week, just because I am really digging how this smells. It's just really good. Yes, it's super sweet, but man, like, I don't know why it took me so long to get this fragrance, because Honestly, this is one of my favorite pickups I've had over all of this year. And that's Stronger With You Intensely. So going back to work on Thursday, one of my favorite kind of fragrances is a fougere. And fougeres are like that barbershop scent. If you've went to a barber and you've gotten your neck shaved and you smell all the smell in a barbershop, like that just brings back really good memories. Also can kind of give you a little bit of an older vibe just because your dad and your uncle, that's usually what they were wearing. But going in on Thursday, this was the first time I wore it to work just because to me it's definitely a special fragrance. That's Pasha, the Cartier, the Parfum. So the original EDT to me is just a little too classic. It's definitely giving you that 90s, 2000s vibe, but this one is fantastic. This is like the more modern version of that DNA, that Pasha de Cartier DNA. And with this, you get a lot more balsamic notes. It's a little bit sweeter. You still get that oak moss. You still get a lot of lavender in this fragrance, but there's a big boozy vibe. There's a big element in this fragrance that screams date night. Definitely serious business meetings. Like this fragrance is just fantastic. And you don't need a lot of this because it's very potent. And, like I said, it gives off that boozy vibe. It's got balsamic notes, so it's a little sweet. It's a little resinous. It's sticky. You got that sweet, spicy vibe. Like, man, this is a fantastic fougere if you're into fougères. Now, this runs 80, 90 bucks, and I think it's more of a special fougere. Date nights, office meetings, like this is a stunning fragrance. It might not be for everybody because to me, it's not very mass appealing, but it is a stunning fragrance that's worth a sample. And that's Pasha de Cartier, the Parfum. So going in on Friday, I sampled this fragrance and I think I did it in the wrong season. It was in the summertime. And like I said, I'm a big fougere fan. I love the way that they smell, especially in a workplace environment. Just smell classy. You know what you're doing. You got everything going on. And so I didn't want to shell out the 350 bucks for the actual fragrance. So I went to a clone house, and I've went to this clone house before because they make some really good clones. And it's Yman, and it's their version of Gambit, which this one is called Player. Now, Gambit's made by Mind Games. Mind Games fragrances are stupid expensive. And a lot of times when you look at reviews on them, they don't really last. They're not very good performers. So Yman are a higher oil concentration, so this thing's going to last. And I knew that. So the first time I wore this fragrance, I did 5 sprays, and that was way too much. I went in the back room, and I went out, and it's been a couple of minutes, and one of the people that works with me said that my scent was still lingering in the air. This is potent and strong, but what do you get in this DNA? Another classic fougere, but modernized. So this is a sweet but intense clove heavy with a little bit of lavender, of course, and then this mimosa note that you can tell you get this. It's like a mimosa absolute. It really sweetens this up. This is probably one of the more sweeter fougeres I've ever had. Every single person that smelled this absolutely loves it. But I did 4 sprays of this. Way too much. My nose still wasn't all the way back, and people could smell me aisles away. And you never feel good as the cologne guy when people can smell you and you've left the room for a while. It was 1 o'clock. Mind you, I start my day, I'm in at 7:30 in the morning. And around 1 or 2 o'clock, I had someone come in. And they were like, wow, whatever Jared's wearing today is strong. It was lingering in the office hours later. Like, this thing is an absolute beast. And everything that this company makes, Yman, it's great, great quality. But this scent alone, beautiful fougere, sweet, lavender, aromatic, just a fantastic fragrance. Definitely going to have to tone it back though, because just a little too strong. But instead of Gambit by Mind Games, I went with Player by Yman. So on Saturday, once again, I told you I was digging this fragrance, and I'm not going to go too much into it. Stronger With You Intensely again. And I can tell you that I'm going to wear this fragrance a lot. And I don't know why I was a hater. You know, I'm not one that, I don't like jumping on the most popular fragrance trends. I don't like getting the thing right away. I want to see if the hype dies. And this was one I saw on Joma Shop and other fragrance discounters, always with perfect 5-star reviews and one of their #1 selling fragrances. And I get it. I get it. And I'm not going to go into it again, but man, one of the best buys I've had this year. Stronger with You Intensely. It's not even close. And then one Sunday, went around shopping with the wife. We were going to try to find kids' Halloween costumes. And, you know, anymore, it seems like all these companies that are anywhere, they're trying to get way ahead so they don't ever have markdowns anymore. It's kind of sad because if you don't go early anymore, you might not find what your kids want, which, you know, that's a different topic for another day. But I wore my favorite fragrance right now. This is the best fragrance that money can buy, in my opinion. Is it blind buy safe? I don't think so. Zaharoff, Signature to Bag. My #1 fragrance right now. It's been my #1 fragrance since I've got it in. So to me, Zaharoff makes some of the best sense in the world for the modern man, for a gentleman. The vibe that you get with Zaharoff is not young, immature, juvenile boy. These are grown men scents. And this one, if you like tobacco, is it. You got a little bit of vanilla. It's a little bit sweet, but not over the top sweet like tobacco vanille. You have some, you know, fruitiness. You have Davana in it. You have star anise that gives this a little bit of a licorice vibe. You have plum in the dry down. I never get a ton of that plum, but this is just so stunning. It is so authentic when it comes to tobacco. It's a little spicy, you know, and this wears different. No matter how the weather is, this wears different every time I wear it. It smells to me not over the top screaming. Like sometimes you get those tobacco fragrances and they're just so dominating. Like the spice is so intense, or the sweetness, you can't even smell the tobacco. Like this is just, I cannot put into words how fantastic this fragrance is, because I love this fragrance so much. I've said this in a video I just recently posted. My wife got the shave soap. She also got me the aftershave splash. And almost every morning, I'll put that aftershave splash on just so I can smell it. You know, I might not wear this fragrance as much because it's got to be cold for me to wear this, because it's just so rich. It's deep, spicy, it's a little sweet. That tobacco is the star of the show here. And you never get an overdose of vanilla. You never get an overdose of the other notes. Like there's a boozy vibe with this because of that Davana. You also have rum in this. I believe there's also cognac in this. Like this is just stunning. It is by far the best tobacco fragrance. You can sample this for $7. I do not recommend blind buying this. Sample though for $7 on Zaharoff's website. They treat you really well and they're fantastic. Like I love this house, and this fragrance to me right now is the only 10 out of 10 that exists. And you can see I haven't had this fragrance long, and I've put a dent into it, and this is seasonally only. You know, you can only wear this when it's cold to me. You can't wear this in dead heat. You could, but man, you're gonna look like an asshole wearing something this strong and this potent. But yeah, on Sunday, Signature to Bag. Well, that was it for the weekly fragrance rotation. Drop your weekly fragrance rotation list down in the comments section. I want to see what you guys are wearing. We're up to 81 subscribers now, so thank you for anyone that's recently subscribed. I really appreciate all the support here, and I never thought, you know, I'd even have 80 subscribers. I never thought I'd get as many views as I have in the beginning. So, you know, to any of you guys watching this, I really appreciate you. You make a guy feel really good, you know, so I'll catch you on the next one.